Hello, everyone, and welcome to Overcast. Thank you for joining for the 61st episode of Overcast, your Overwatch podcast. I am Frostee, and this week joined by my good friend, Old Sawfty. What is going on, man?
Not much, man. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic, except for finals are coming, but you know,
That's the worst.
I'll get through it, though.
Yeah.
But we missed last week thanks to the Thanksgiving holiday. I'll just include the word thanks as many times as I can.
Thank you for that Thanksgiving holiday. Yeah.
So hopefully everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday, but we are back. And before we get into everything else, remember you got the formalities to get out of the way. So remember you can follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show. You can also go to overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com. That's where our blog page is, where we talk about everything that we entertain on the show every week. You can also go to frozenfoxmedia.com. You can learn about this and all the other podcasts and content that we have on the Frozen Fox Media Network. And thank you for watching either the video version on YouTube. If you like it there, give us a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. Or if you listen to the audio version on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or anywhere else. If you love the show, let us know by leaving us a good review and subscribing so you don't miss an episode.
I listen on Stitcher.
Yes. I like Stitcher, so... It also has really good readout.
I'm new to Android phones, and that was the first app I found, so Stitcher it was.
It's okay, you and me both. I'm new to Android myself, so...
Oh, very cool.
Because I finally jumped ship from Windows.
Well, I'll take that to what have we been doing this week? Is that a new Android phone I hear?
No, I've had it for a few months now, but
okay.
I'm still kind of like a noob, I guess, when it comes to
Me too.
But it's, like I said, it's finals time, so... Yep. We had the time about a week and a half ago where I stopped having classes, and I have finals starting next week. So it's kind of like I've kind of been goofing off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, actually. I was going to ask. Do you start studying now?
Because I did my final assignment for one of my classes, and then I'm kind of just assembling my notes because out of my 4 finals, I got an email the other day that was like, hey, guess what? This final is going to be open book. 3 of my 4 finals, this is law school. 3 of my 4 finals are open book. So... instead of having to go through like the intense like memorization and studying with note cards and everything, it's more of let's arrange my notes into a place where I can just find what I want to find easily and brush up on what it is. And that's pretty much what my studying involves. And then my other professor says, hey, you know, even though it's a closed book test, I don't give anybody lower than like a C ever anyway. So feel good about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about this semester now. I'll take it.
I had one once. It was anatomy and physiology, 2nd level, and it was a final on the brain, and it was like 130 points around the brain to identify.
Oof.
And the highest grade was a D.
That'd be what I'd get, and I had anatomy and physiology.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Thankfully, they decided at the end to grade on the curve. They weren't going to originally, but thankfully they did.
You're like, whew.
Yeah, mine wasn't a D even. So yes, I was very happy.
Well, other than that, I've been mowing through video games, though. I've been playing Pokemon Sun and Moon. Yes, I play Pokemon.
That's awesome.
And finished Gears 4, which usually myself and my friend Mike play on Insane Co-op, and I played it on normal, which meant I finished it in what felt like maybe 4 or 5 hours the most. I just like flew through that campaign. It was awesome, and I absolutely love the like huge reveal at the end and huge like cliffhanger because I didn't expect it, and now you basically got a huge reveal, and then the end cinematic just ends.
Wow!
Not to give anything away, but that's what you have to look forward to.
Is the game like just over for you now?
Yeah, it's done. So now I gotta wait for the next one.
Are you serious?
I'm just like, oh. Because I'm so busy, I don't play that much multiplayer in it. So
yeah.
And then I finished Watch Dogs 2, which was a really fun game with I thought was a letdown ending.
Ooh, another one, huh?
See, Watch Dogs 1, I really liked the ending compared to this one, and this one had like a letdown ending. So it was like Watch Dogs 1 was kind of like not as great of a game and story overall, but with a better ending. And this one was a way better game with a worse ending. So I don't know where to put this all. And now I'm flying through Titanfall 2, so that's my next game.
Well, yeah, you seem to burn through them, man. I've been playing Warcraft for about a decade now, and then now Overwatch, and so a few things here and there, but I was just thinking about this the other day. Is I really stick with the game, and that's pretty much what I play for however long that the game is around. I've had two main games since I was in my teens, and I'm 30, going to be 31 soon. So, yeah, I mean, good for you that you can play all those games. I can't. Like, I have to really think about one game to actually play it.
Yeah,
WoW is so huge, and Overwatch is like I could just spend all my time playing Overwatch.
I have to ask myself, do I get my money's worth with games? Because like,
Sure.
everybody's like with Gears and Call of Duty and Battlefield, they're like, oh, the story is like completely terrible, and it's all about the multiplayer. And I'm like, unless I'm playing with friends, like I don't ever play the multiplayer because I just don't get enough out of it. I don't have fun with it. And so
There kind of reminds me of like Fable when that came out.
yeah,
I just played the single player, but that game was so cool because you had all these like choices you could make.
yep.
I literally bought an Xbox just to play that game. I only played it for like a month, so I don't really ever consider it a game I played. But yeah, I just played it single player because people, they're scary. I don't like people.
It's okay. You can play some Call of Duty online and like get yelled at, get cussed out by some 12-year-old kid.
I can do that in Warcraft. Why would I do that in Call of Duty?
At least in WoW, it's behind a keyboard, so you might think they're older.
That's true. That's true.
Most of the time.
Overwatch, there's been plenty of times where I got yelled at, or not me, but other people, by people that had voices that sounded more like Minnie Mouse than a human being.
Yeah, you're like, wait, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, what have you been up to, Softy?
Well, this week has been an interesting week. My wife and I had a very long day yesterday dealing with televisions. We went to Best Buy. I don't know if you saw on Twitter.
I did.
I got home, and after finally selecting just the right one we wanted, it had none of the equipment inside of it. So we couldn't install it because we couldn't put it anywhere. No screws, no bolts, none of that stuff. That fancy thing that sometimes gets included.
Yeah, like a bolt.
Right, exactly. It just was a TV. So we bring it back, and they don't have any. That's it. So it was either we take this upsell that they tried to do, or we move on. And so we decided to leave. Oh, this Genji's going to kill me. So we decided to leave, and so we go over to Target. And we've already been doing this for about 3 hours now. So we go over to Target, and say we want a smart TV, this size and these few brands we'd like. Not a problem. We got a couple of them. We chose the one we liked. We hauled it home, and these are not small TVs, mind you. We're talking 50 inches, so big boxes. And got home, and the first thing we do is we open it up, and we look at the remote, and we went, "This isn't a smart TV remote. It's what?" We look on the box. It's not a smart TV. So we don't know if we got the wrong one, because apparently the person that had been in line with us had also been given the wrong one. So that may have happened. So
switched at birth.
Yeah, exactly. So I went back to Target about 10:30 last night and bought another TV. And we got that home. We got it set up about 11 o'clock, and we love it. That was my adventure for last night. The entire day to buy it.
Hooray!
I know, right? Other than that, I've been failing in competitive Overwatch. Well, I've been drawing, but that might as well be failing. I just recently, just a couple hours ago, my wife found a large sum of Magic the Gathering, if anybody's ever played, in my basement that's been there for over a year, just sitting in a box. So I have all this stuff to sort through. And I kind of made a big step in Warcraft. I decided I want to go back to the Horde. It's been a long time. I started Horde 10 years ago, and so I decided I wanted to go back, and I did. So I talked to some friends at Antisocial Club. And
oh, yes.
On
Awesome
High
people. Awesome
yes,
people.
Yes, they are. And so sorry, my wife's making fun of me.
She's like, Antisocial Club.
Yeah. So I joined up with them, and I've been playing on my warrior over there and really enjoying it. And for those that don't know, I stepped away from raiding a little bit. I got kind of burned out on the Legion grind. You know, like the artifact power. It's we're talking. I was at 1,000,000, 500,000 to 1,000,000 when I decided to walk away per. And I think every day, if I grinded every day, just doing the world quest, it was like 200,000 artifact power. So I mean, we're talking an entire week for one, and I got burnt out. I was raiding 3 nights a week, 2 with Wickeds, 1 with you guys, or my team, I should say. And I just got burnt out. So I decided that until Nighthold comes out, I'm going to step away. So I have, I think, 3 tunes that are totally ready to raid, but I wasn't. So I've been really enjoying the peripherals like fishing and archaeology and pet battles and all that stuff. So,
nice.
By the way, if you like WoW at all, Mischief, the new Make-A-Wish pet, is now available, and she's adorable.
And there's also a plush.
I know. My wife already told me to go for it, and I'm hemming and hawing. My only issue is that they use the plush for Snowfang, I think it is.
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
and because Mischief is a black cat, and they used a gray dog plush. So I don't love that, but if I can get over that, I'll probably get it.
There you go.
So that's what I've been up to. Ova, what are you up to this week?
Ova, where are you? Where are you at?
Ova, what are you up to this week? Dude is unresponsive. He's probably playing Overwatch. Dude. Oh, wait, no, that's me. I'm playing Overwatch.
I'm like, watch, he like enters a game with you.
Oh my god, that would be really funny, actually.
He's like, hey, what are you up to? No, we had a bunch of delays today, and we're actually recording a day later because we had some computer problems over here too this morning. And just to before we get on with the show, to come back to your TV story, I bought a TV from Best Buy once. This is a long time ago, like back in 2008 or something like that. I bought a 65-inch Panasonic television. Get it home, doesn't work. And this is when I lived I lived on the 3rd floor of this apartment building that didn't have an elevator or anything. And you imagine the size of the box, that we have to carry up to the top.
Oh yeah.
And you get it all unpacked and set up, and then nothing works. It's busted, completely busted. I take it back to Best Buy, which is like an ordeal in itself, just to get it repackaged, and get my friends back over there with a truck because I didn't have a truck at the time. So I get them back over there to help me haul it back to the store. Take it to the store, and the store's like, "Oh yeah, well we gave you one that was returned." What?
Of course.
You gave me a TV that was returned. Like, what is this about? So,
genius.
They did give me a new one eventually, which lasted for a super long time, which I was happy about. And then, that's my story with Best Buy.
Well, here's the part I didn't tell you about Best Buy. This is it actually makes it considerably worse. So we get in and to bring the TV back, and we get to the customer service desk, and they say, "Sorry, but you have to bring it to the back because they'll have all that equipment for you." And so I pick up the TV and I haul it to the back of the store. And I said, "I was told to bring this back here because you guys will have the equipment for me." "Oh, we don't have equipment for stuff like that. Like, I have a box of screws, but I won't have anything for that." Okay. And the first thing we were told before they told us to bring it to the back is, "Oh, you didn't need to bring the whole thing in. They can just figure it out without the whole TV." And we're like, "Oh, so I just wasted all that time repacking it and all that."
Yeah, of course.
So we bring it back up front, and they said, "No, they can do that."
Jeez.
Who told you that? So eventually, I just looked at the guy and said, "I don't care. I want my money back, and I'm going to go somewhere else." So he opens his till, and it's empty. There's not a dime in there. Can't give us any money back. So we wait around for about 20 minutes. This is probably like dinner time now. And he tries to find money. And finally, somebody was able to get him cash. But we waited around while he helped other people. It was just a nightmare.
Wow.
I know. I left a not-so-happy tweet to Best Buy about how unhappy I was with their service.
And then immediately, Best Buy Cares follows you. Best Buy Cares.
Yeah.
Can you please send us a DM?
Yeah, right. I did. It's really funny that you mentioned that. One time I was talking on Twitter about an issue I had with my TV in loading Hulu. And it wasn't Hulu's fault. It was the TV's fault, right? So I immediately get a direct message from Hulu that says, "Oh, if there's any problems, we'd like to make it better for you. Let us know what we can do better." Ash replied, "Oh, this isn't your problem. This is an issue with my TV." "Oh, well, if there's anything we can ever do for you, just let me know." I'm like, how? How did you? What? It was the weirdest thing, but it's like they have somebody just looking for people to talk crap about them. All right, that's enough of Sawfty segment. I apologize. But I thought that was hilarious.
Well, we'll get over in here next week, and then let's get on to the week's topics then.
Awesome.
So season 3, we've kind of talked about a little bit. It's already underway now.
Yep.
So a lot of you either are doing or have done or maybe will do your placement matches this weekend. You and I have started. I have not completed mine. I'm only about halfway. And we've had a little bit of different experiences because you had kind of like, you've told me the typical competitive experience the last couple days. And actually, I've been having a great experience other than one team that was just kind of like, let's try this random composition that has like the weirdest makeup ever and we'll never change characters ever. So I'm like, all right. And so we didn't win that one. But the other ones were like great matches that came down the wire and like great sportsmanship and stuff, which was like,
that's
what
awesome.
is going on? Like, have I risen to some weird internal MMR here that like has like just kind of nice people in it? Or was I just playing at the right time? Or people still in the Thanksgiving spirit, maybe?
There you go. They're still full. That's what it was.
So
I had somebody that said that on Twitter, though. They posted their results, and they were 5 for 5. Oh, 6 for 6, excuse me. And they said they had a blast. Everybody was so nice. They were really close games. And I just wanted to say, what country are you in?
Yeah, do I need to switch regions?
Yes, seriously. It is amazing the different experiences people have with this game.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever. I love Overwatch. I won't stop playing. But it was funny. My wife called yesterday from work, and she's like, "How's it going?" "Fine." "Are you all right?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "What's wrong with you?" "Nothing, fine." And she keeps talking to me, and I'm like, "Son of a... God, I'm going to get..." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm playing Overwatch." She's like, "Oh, okay." I was very unhappy at the time. I was playing competitive, and it was not going well.
Yeah, so you've been having the
typical experience.
The typical, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've already won more games than I think I did last season, which is good.
That's awesome, man.
Might lose the rest now, but who knows?
I feel like if I look like a Christmas tree at the end, I'm happy. If I got a red, a green, I'm good.
You throw some blue in there, or whatever the color is for draw.
Yellow,
yeah. Throw some of that in there. It doesn't. It
doesn't feel good, man.
We don't want gold.
No.
we want gold and weapons, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there we go. So season 3 is underway. Hopefully everybody else's placement goes well, and maybe next week we'll be able to report back on where we actually placed, and Ova will probably be like in, Grandmaster Amazingness League.
I know. I can't wait to hear about him. I play with him, and I just think, how many hours do you spend in this game? And then it's usually less than me, and I'm really depressed.
Yeah, well, he wants that Overwatch League. He wants to try out. So
hey, I would be happy to sponsor him with at least $10.
It'd be pretty cool to have a member of the show be part of Overwatch League, right?
Yeah, I would. If I was 10 years younger, I thought that would be a blast. You know what I mean? When you're just in that part of your life where you can do things like that.
There you go.
I think that is a fantastic idea, and I really hope people take advantage of it because you're not always going to be able to do stuff like that when you have a family and things like that. So if you can, I encourage anybody to try out. Why not?
Yeah, of course. And if if they pay me a decent salary, I'll be like a team manager somewhere. But
hell yeah!
I mean, come on.
I am hoping so bad that they have a Minneapolis or St. Paul or whatever for Minnesota because I will be at those games. I will. I'll go to the matches. I hope they have like the circle thing like they did at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Oh, like a pit. That'd be awesome.
So once they start like getting more into this, if they announce like a Minneapolis or Denver team, I'm just gonna be like, "Hello, I would like to work for you. Would you like to give me a job? I'm gonna graduate from law school now.
I'll take any amount of money.
Please. I'll help you write your contracts if you.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll be a legal counsel. How about that?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. And with a new PTR came out this week with some new
Yes, it did.
cool stuff, right? So we finally got our new control map. We have Oasis
Yep.
out there now, and it's a pretty cool place. It looks really pretty out in the desert, and
Yep.
it's also got like a bustling highway on
Well,
it.
it's supposed to be like a Dubai, right?
Yeah,
It's supposed to have
yeah.
that kind of feel.
Yep.
I think they did a pretty good job. I'm looking at the pictures, and they really kind of hit the hammer on the head there. They did a good job. I mean, it's a beautiful map. I just want to play Widowmaker after the story you told me.
Yeah, so you can get out to the highway where the cars are driving, and you can get like run over, or you can. I saw a video or a GIF on Twitter the other day of like a Widowmaker who grappled onto one of the cars, and the cars are moving fast enough to where you can't catch up. So she was just like flying behind the car as it looped around like its little loop.
That is awesome.
So go and enjoy that if you get in do some PTR stuff. I'll talk about some of the other patch notes that are added to the PTR, which will be coming to the game soon, of course. If you are a Sombra player or a Sombra fan, a Boop voice line has been added that you can unlock. So there you go. And players can now select the 1v1 mystery duel or the 3v3 elimination game modes from the custom game menu.
Yep.
And you can now there's a stay as team feature that allows players to remain grouped with their teammates after the match has ended. So
Which I think is great because there's a lot of times where if you get a good chat going and you're doing well and you just want to, stay together because it's kind of fun.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're all split up and it's not fun anymore and you wish why couldn't we just stay together?
Yep. Yeah, you start like mopping the floor with somebody, like why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's keep mopping.
That's right. Keep the janitor work coming. And then there's only a couple other things really added to the PTR, and that was the Symmetra redesign. So we talked a little bit about the Kaplan video with the Symmetra redesign that was happening and everything. And she has some new abilities, so let's like run them down. We kind of just brushed on it last time. So her new abilities, she has Photon Barrier, which replaces the shield ability she used to have. And what do you think about this? Like, she has like this big barrier that travels forward now. It's like an arc.
I just want to play normal characters. I saw this and I thought, she's a very different character, and so she's going to have different abilities. But I just thought, if I have to think about this, it's too complicated. Let me shoot the gun, okay? I want to be that guy. It's cool. It's different. Hopefully it does better, I guess. What else? What else can you really think? Until you see it in action, I haven't got a chance to play her on the PTR. I don't know if you have.
Just a tiny bit. And I'm not good at her anyway, so.
Yeah, right. I know.
I have no idea what I'm doing half the time.
Put a turret down. That's about it.
So, yeah, it's really kind of interesting changes. Like basically, like they kind of promised, she's finally been gutted and redone.
Yeah.
Her new ultimate, one of her new ultimate, I guess I should say, shield generator. So Symmetra's ultimate ability now offers a choice between teleporter and her new option, shield generator. So shield generator places a device that grants an additional shields to any ally within its effective radius, regardless of barriers, walls, or obstacles between the heroes.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you think about this? Instead of you kind of get to choose now. First of all,
choice is good. I think that's what else can you say? I'd much rather have a choice than just one.
I like it too, but
I think there's a lot of shield stuff now, though. You think about Zarya and Winston. I'm just thinking might be some interesting ideas for composition.
All the Sombras right now are just cheering because they're like, "That's just more shields, just more shields for us. Just bring it, more shields for us to get rid of." So, yeah, I honestly would have been fine if they would have just changed her ultimate to the generator. To be honest,
yeah,
because it sounds pretty cool.
They have that option either way, though. I mean, that's pretty nice, and maybe that won't always be there, but at least for now, it's nice to have that option.
Yep. And they reduced the cooldown on her turrets by 2 seconds, and now you can have 6 instead of 3.
I know, that's sick.
So
that I loved.
So now what you need to do is get into a custom game with 6 Symmetras on a team. And you can have
36
You can have 36 turrets somewhere. And
I I'm just thinking about you line up anywhere where like the defense starts, and you just build 36 turrets and say good luck and walk away.
I mean, could you even counter that? Like 36 turrets?
I don't know how you counter 36 turret dot game.
Because even if they hit you like once, like anybody's gonna die to 36 turrets.
You would have to. I don't know. And who knows if do we know if the damage got changed at all?
I didn't see anything where the damage got changed on the turrets.
Okay, so that might have to be adjusted eventually, because I definitely want to cheese that strat.
Now, the crazy thing, like a couple weeks ago, they changed it so that in quick match you can only have you can't have hero stacking anymore either, which I didn't like. I was upset about that because I thought that was the staple of quick match was like that.
Well, that's
you
true.
could just do the crazy
How many times
stuff.
do we get together and do crazy stuff like that?
So now you're restricted to custom match. So
yeah, that's okay because that's kind of what that's for.
Yep. And this is the other reason why I thought they might as well get rid of teleporter. Its health was decreased from 200 to 50.
Yeah.
So you could just one shot the teleporter.
One shot. Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
Okay, done.
I always thought it was too strong anyways. All those times that you're sitting there trying to get rid of it and you're like, the heck's wrong with this thing? And you just keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and it's not dying. And yeah, I think it could definitely use that decrease. So I think that's a good thing.
There you go, yeah. And then the last change was to Zarya, particle projected barrier. Attacks that deal damage to both a barrier and the target of a barrier, such as Reinhardt's Fire Strike, Hanzo's Dragon Strike, etc., no longer deal damage to the barrier twice.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
That makes sense.
It's fair.
Yep.
So there you go. There's some of the big changes that have been going on. We'll see if any of them get tweaked in between now and when they go live. But I was wondering if they kind of missed the mark because the new season just started and they could have gotten the changes in now, which now they're going to come in the middle of the season.
Do you think it's? I mean, they probably didn't want to delay the season, but hey, guys, we are working on these new changes. We're going to push the season back a little bit. I think a lot of us would have been pretty understanding on that.
Yeah.
But maybe they want to test these new changes before they have them go to competitive right away. I don't know. It just seems odd.
Well, they have brought heroes in the middle of the season, so I guess I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
I guess the last question to ask really is do you think it's finally time to move Symmetra out of the support?
Yes, she should not be in support. She should be in defense.
I agree.
That bothers the crap out of me. Sorry. Yes, she should not be there.
Yeah, I agree.
Irritating.
So, Sawfty, are you Reaper fan?
I love Reaper, and I love a good Reaper statue.
Well, you can pre-order one of those now.
What?
So we saw it at BlizzCon, not this BlizzCon, the one before, we saw the Reaper prototype. And you can now finally pre-order it for $150. Please do not do it with PayPal right now because apparently there's some weird issue where you will get screwed over. I have a friend that lost out to, I think, 2 or 3 pre-orders because their payments weren't going through. Yep. And then they all went through, and then their order was canceled. And they didn't get their money back yet.
There were several issues, not even just with PayPal. I know someone had went into order, got there, crashed. Went into order, got there, crashed. And they were posting on Twitter how upset they were.
Yep.
And finally they got through, and they were screaming for joy. Yeah, it's not easy right now. They don't want to make it easy for you. They want it to be a challenge.
So there you go. If you're a Reaper fan, go and pre-order your statue. Still waiting for the Mercy one though. I'm holding out hope. A Mercy statue would be awesome.
Hey, I love Mercy. I'm with you.
You want a Winston one with real fluff?
Oh, yeah.
Be pretty cool, right?
Did you send me my Winston yet? Those that don't know, Frostee.
I owe him a Winston.
Yeah. He got me one from BlizzCon because I specifically asked for it, and I'm sure he would not have left without it.
You're sure that it's in the mail right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Positive.
And
the Postal Service loses things, though, I hear.
I know, especially during the holidays. Trucks crash and people raid them.
Pillagers, all sorts of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. Some people just don't escort the payload, so it just never gets there. Then their team loses. That could have happened.
Oh man, that can happen.
And let's kind of it's time for accolades. I don't know if you watched the Video Game Awards.
Oh yeah,
this week.
Big fan.
It was it was a little bit more commercialized than it has been in the past, but it was still really cool.
Yeah, I think we just have to expect that now.
I agree.
That's just how they're going to be. I mean, I play a game of Scrabble with my wife on the computer, and every turn we pass, we have to watch a commercial. That's just how things are now, and I think, we get over that. Yes, it's annoying, but yeah, it definitely was more commercialized, though. I agree.
Some people I've seen complaining about the fact that they felt like the choices were arbitrary and there was not enough explanation. And I'm like, have you ever watched the Oscars? Like, that's how I feel when I watch the Oscars. Why I don't watch them anymore? Because I'm like, why did this person win? Like, why? What? How does this film win? So that's if you have that kind of problem about the Game Awards, that's just how awards work. There doesn't need to be explanation. It just happens. But Overwatch was nominated for a ton of stuff this year.
Yeah.
And it actually won 3 categories. It won Best Esports Game, Best Multiplayer Game, and it won Game of the Year.
Now let's see here. If there were 3 categories you'd want to win, esports, yeah. Multiplayer game, well, we're that. And Game of the Year. Boy, those all sound pretty darn good.
Yes. So congrats to Overwatch because it beat out some awesome games. I mean, I thought for sure like Uncharted 4 was going to be like Game of the Year. Like the way everybody talks about that and the way it looks, I was like, oh, for sure, it'd probably be Game of the Year. And then when they said Overwatch, I was like, no way. But then I'm like, well, Overwatch is huge though. It makes sense. So it's been like a movement, and to see Blizzard put out this product when it came out and everything, it's been fantastic. So huge props to the team for that. And for Jeff Kaplan, I agree with a lot of people on Twitter. Props to Jeff Kaplan for going to an award show and rocking a sweater. He didn't rock the beard though. He didn't rock the beard, but the sweater was there, and he did get out like the Harambe jokes, and which it was kind of funny because like a lot of people on the line were like, "What is this guy talking about?"
Yeah.
But it's like that's just Jeff Kaplan, right? And he
congratulations to those guys. That was fantastic.
Yeah. So he gave a shout out to the Reddit page too.
Oh.
All right. So there's the topics. We're winding down on time, but we got some Ask Overcast this week, so let's hit those before we finish up.
Sounds good.
These are from Mominatrix 75. You might know. I know who she is, and you might know her. You might know her.
I think so. Yeah.
So here's the questions. First is, another podcast is talking about new map modes. What are your thoughts on a tug of war type map?
That sounds awesome.
I know, right? So
I would definitely be a fan of testing that out.
I like the idea. I like the idea of a tug of war map. And I think that's one of the ones that has kind of gone over my head when we've talked about it in the past. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty good. Let's see that go forward.
I'd like to see what they could do with that. I'm sure there's some great ideas like how they could make that work. I think that'd be very cool.
Definitely. And then she asks also, what other modes would you like to see? And I think I've said it on the show before, and I agree with Ova who brought it up. We'd like kind of like a King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, yep.
Yeah, or an oddball, kind of like Halo does. So like you have like whatever the object is, maybe Doomfist is what we would change it to.
Yeah, I think
that's what Ova said that we should change it to. So you pick up the Doomfist, and that's all you get to do is like hit people with the Doomfist, and the longer you have the Doomfist, you get more points. And so like you're trying to kill this one person with the Doomfist to get it.
Yep.
So I'd like to see that mode.
I am 100% sold on capture the Doomfist.
Yes.
You put that sucker where the flag should be. You try to capture it. That's a game. I will play that all day long.
That would be completely awesome. I think that would be the best game mode ever. So thank you, Mominatrix, for the questions.
Yes, thank you.
And remember, all of you can always ask by either tweeting the show or just using the hashtag AskOvercast, and we'll get your questions answered on the show. And finally, do you have any shout-outs this week?
Oh, I'd like to shout out for Ova, wherever you are.
Out there somewhere. No, huge shout out to like I just said, the Overwatch team for producing this amazing game and for winning the awards in a very competitive ceremony. As much as people might disagree with how the awards show works or anything like that, it's still awesome to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So Huge
Absolutely.
props. And for all of you out there that play Overwatch, because if it wasn't for you and us and everybody that plays the game, like, they wouldn't have won Game of the Year.
Exactly.
So,
yep, we made it happen.
got to give props to ourselves too, I guess. So there you go. And I guess we're going to wrap up the show by letting everybody know where they can find you, Sawfty, on social media.
You can find me at Old Softy on Twitter, and that's pretty much all you need to find me at.
If you're watching the video version, you can see there as well. And also, you just know that I'm at FrosteeFox on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else. You can find me that way. And remember, you can always find the show at Overcast Show on Twitter. You can also go to overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com, our blog page with everything we talk about each week. FrozenFoxMedia.com is our source for all the information about this and all the other podcasts on the Frozen Fox Media Network. And thank you for listening or watching. If you're watching the video version on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any. There you go. And if you are listening on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or any other source, make sure you let us know if you love the show by giving us a great review and subscribing so you don't miss any episodes. And that's it. So thanks for joining for the 61st episode of Overcast, your Overwatch podcast. We will see you next time, and we'll get Ova's thoughts on everything. I am Frostee.
I'm Softy.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace.